This is part 4 of building a Lego city. I've made quite a lot of progress in the first 3 videos you can check out in my channel, and I'm pretty happy with the look of things so far. We've got some buildings, we've also got a park area, and we've got lots of roads and lots more space to build more things. You should check out part 1 to see how I built the raised section of my city. Everything's built on 16 by 16 stud plates, so everything's pretty modular. I've got a railway track which runs under the city and that'll get extended in future parts, and I'm using the new road system to make all of the roads, which are also on 16 by 16 stud plates. I've built some buildings including the municipal council offices, or possibly a posh hotel I haven't decided, and the music shop, and all of these buildings are on 16 by 16 stud plates rested on smooth tiles so they can be removed really easily to be worked on. And today we're going to build another building across two 16 by 16 stud plates. So I've already laid down the tiles for my pavement, and I'm just bringing that building up by one plate so that it matches the pavement height. We also need another plate on top of that so the bottom windows match the shop next door. And these are big panels which I'm sticking in there with the door and with some stacks of masonry bricks, and that's going to be the pattern for the ground floor. I will eventually be lighting all of these buildings, so I've decided to make the floor white so that it reflects light back and the shop looks nice and white inside. So I'm using some standard plates at the front where I'm going to put stuff in the shop window, and smooth tiles at the back which should be nice and glossy and shiny. And I've decided this is going to be a sort of sports and outdoor activity shop, so we've got a boxer in the window, which is probably a mannequin rather than a person, some bicycles, and a surfer with a surfboard. I did have some kayaks due from Bricklink, but those haven't turned up yet, so I'll come back and put those in the background at some point. I don't really want the back wall to be grey because it will make the inside dark, so I'm using tan bricks, which are going to be the colour for the next floors on top. This building does have floors, unlike the shop next door where I excluded them for now, so I'm just using some standard plates, and that gives us a really sturdy base to build the next floor on. This is going to be in tan, although I am using some dark tan bricks to add in a couple of extra features, and we've got some bay windows, which is what these funny gaps are for. So just building up the rest of that floor with some more tan bricks, and then adding in some modified bricks which are going to hold features that look like windowsills under the bay windows, which themselves stick out by one stud. So using dark bluish grey, the same as the ground floor there, to put those features on, and I'll continue to build up that floor with the rest being in tan bricks. I'm using reddish brown windows because I thought the colour combination looked pretty good, and I tested this out on my Instagram where you can see lots of preview pictures of what's coming up. I'm trying to overlap the bricks as much as possible to make the building strong, just like a real brick wall, so I'm using lots of 1x1, 1x2 and 1x3 and other bricks, so that we can try and get that pattern to repeat all the way up. And I've decided to put these dark bluish grey curved features on above and below the windows all the way up to the roof. And you'll notice here I've left some gaps in the back of the wall here so we can come back in and drop lighting in at a later stage without taking everything to pieces. So we've got that plate there for the floor and the matching plates on the front because I didn't want to continue that dark bluish grey through my bay windows, but we still have the line going all the way around the building, which almost matches the shop next door. So building up the next floor in exactly the same way, only I'm only using one set of windows, so this floor isn't going to be quite as tall as the first floor, and that's purely so the roof doesn't get really too high and it matches the building next door. And again, just leaving some gaps at the back there so we can drop in lighting to illuminate that floor separately. Now this floor isn't quite complete because the roof is going to be on there, and we also will have some windows in the roof. So I want to use one set of lighting to illuminate both those floors, and hence the floor isn't completely solid. The roof is built out of 1x2x2 roof slopes, and I'm using lots of individual ones there so that we get the pattern that looks exactly like roof tiles rather than really big chunks. So adding all of those individual bricks on all the way, and this is going to be 3 of those bricks tall. I need to stack 3 of these roof slopes on top of each other, but they would only be connected by one stud, so it would get really wobbly, so I'm just backing it up with some more bricks. And as I said, there's going to be windows in the front of the roof, so we're just leaving some gaps there to get those in, and again we're going to use those modified bricks with a very similar curved feature underneath. I've made the back section of the roof in one piece with already those reinforced bricks holding everything together, so I can just slot that in one piece and squeeze all those individual tiles in and fill up the ends to make the roof nice and square. But that's not it, because there's actually going to be another floor, or more accurately a roof terrace, so I'm putting some plates on there that we can build on again. It's a bit of a wiggle to get the last one in because of those roof tiles stacked up on top of each other, but it can be done with a bit of care. I'm just putting a pattern around of dark bluish grey masonry style bricks so that we can build up a balustrade, and this is really similar style to the city wall that I've built on my Ray section, so check out the other videos for that. So I've got some happy looking active people on the roof terrace having a good time, along with some lamps and a bench with a mobile phone on. Not quite sure how they got up there, but they look like they're having a good time. So now we can slot that building right back in next to the other shop that we built last time, and I think that looks pretty good. I've also added some street lamps on the corner and on the corner of the other shop. And these came out of an extras poly bag set. I bought quite a few of those, so I'll be using them throughout the city, including on my city wall. And I think that really sets off this area of the Lego city. But this is only one half of the potential area for the Lego city, so next time we're going to be looking at this big area that's currently just got some Lego dumped on it, including a camper van and a monster truck, and building the rest of the Ray section and seeing what that looks like. In the meantime, don't forget to check out the rest of the videos in my channel, including this ocean coral reef diorama featuring real water, several off-the-shelf sets and a lot of custom building.